What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a foundation routine. Really, it's like a whole face routine in the spirit of LA, just never ever getting cold. I mean, winter will never come. Seriously, it's like 95 degrees today, and I'm just like I miss sweaters. Anyway, today I'm going to be showing you guys my foolproof long wear foundation routine. This routine will work really for any weather. If it was raining, I would do this. If it was snowing, in extreme heat, really if you're exposed to any kind of moisture, rain, sweat, snow, just anything. This is the foundation routine I would do. This is going to be like really long wearing, and it's an oily skin foundation routine. If you have like really dry skin, you could probably like replicate the steps using like your favorite dewy products. These, actually most of them are all matte just because I'm greasy. I'm a grease bucket. I don't need any extra shine. Let's do it. So the first thing is primer. I actually have a couple primers here. The first one is this Fenty Profilt'r Instant Retouch Primer. This actually works really well. So I feel like it smooths me out. I mean, it doesn't like totally blur my pores because let's be honest, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. But it does keep me matte for a good amount of time without like totally drying me out and making me overproduce oil. So this is really nice. A drugstore alternative is actually the NYX Angel Veil. This is like my favorite primer of life. I love this primer over any high-end primer. This is my favorite. But today I'm gonna use the Fenty primer. I always recommend going in with a primer anytime you want your makeup to last a really long time. And I really like this one, again, because it keeps me matte. It helps the foundation not break up when I get oily, but it's not like too mattifying. And it's also just a little bit sticky, so it really makes the foundation adhere. Now I'm going to go in with foundation. This is like my holy grail foundation. This is the Fenty Beauty Profilt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. This is, again, matte, and it's developed for oily skin. Now this is like my ride or die foundation. Anytime I need to look flawless for a really long time, this is the foundation I go for. This is extremely long wearing. It looks good on the skin for a really long time. It doesn't break up. It helps keep me matte, and it's weird, but I actually like how this foundation looks even after I've gotten oily. Like, I like it more when I'm oily. Is that weird? Now, just FYI, I feel like it's important to say, I actually concentrate most of the coverage in the center of my face because that's where I need it the most, and then I blend out so that the edges of my face don't actually have a whole lot of foundation. I feel like that's important because, why is it important? Because when your foundation does start actually fading, it looks less noticeable if you blend out. Now, obviously, if you have a full coverage foundation and it starts to fade, it's a lot more noticeable. So I actually like to go for less coverage. I just like to even out my face, especially when I'm sweating, when there's moisture in the air, when it's raining, because your foundation will fall off. I mean, it's gonna fade, it's gonna wear off, and it's better to keep it sheer than to put like full coverage stuff on. I would recommend going in with a concealer first to spot conceal, and then go in with like a sheer coverage foundation, just because it looks more natural and it wears off better. It's not obvious when your foundation starts to wear down. Speaking of concealer, I would actually use the Fenty concealer for a long wearing routine. But the color I have doesn't actually match me right now. It's my winter shade. So I'm actually going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm in the shade Honey, and I like this concealer for long wearing looks because it's matte and it does actually last a while, and I don't need to set this. It's like self-setting, which means that it lasts longer. Okay, so for powder, I'm actually going to use my RCMA No Color Powder. This is just in a Cover FX container. I've talked about this. The actual powder comes in an oregano bottle and I hate it, so I put it in here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm actually going to bake in areas where my foundation usually wears off first. So I'm going to bake on my nose, on my chin, and in the center of my forehead. And then everywhere else, I'm just gonna set. Now, I feel like I do need to actually say, if it's really that like balls ass hot outside, I'm not wearing makeup. Like, I would not do this if it's like more than 80 degrees. Cause I'm a sweater. I sweat a lot. So this with heat is just a no-go for me. But if I had to go somewhere where I had to look nice, obviously I would put some makeup on, and this is the routine that I would do if it were like hot. I'm not doing this voluntarily though. I'm just saying. Anyway, and then I'm gonna take a powder brush and just kind of dust away any extra powder. I normally don't wait that long to bake. I normally bake for maybe like a minute. Now, bronzer, blush, and highlight. For bronzer, I'm actually gonna go in with the Benefit Cheek Leader Bronze Squad palette. Oh, I really love these bronzers because they're super long wearing. I feel like I put them on first thing in the morning, and at the end of the day, I still like my bronzer is intact. So I'm gonna use Caramel. Did I go too far yet? For highlight, I'm also gonna go in with this palette. This is the Cookie highlight from Benefit, and this is like probably one of my favorite highlights in my entire collection. And this is the same deal. I can wear this all day long, and at the end of the day, I still have my highlight on. But I feel like, here's my theory. I feel like if you do a foundation routine that really works for you, and you have like a really long wearing foundation that works with your skin, it keeps all of the other products on your face also. That's how I can tell a good foundation, because it keeps everything else on my face. Although all these other products are also long wearing and they do help. For blush, I have to say, I have used a lot of blushes, and the Tarte blushes are actually what lasts the longest in my opinion on my skin. So I'm actually gonna go in with these. This is the Blush Bazaar Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. This was limited edition. I don't think you can get it anymore. Maybe you can, I don't know. But yeah, these are like the longest wearing ones. I'm gonna mix Fortunate with Skillful over here. And again, I feel like these blushes just last the longest. I like to add a little here too, just for no reason. Eyebrows. Eyebrows are very important to me. I just think eyebrows are like the most important part of my makeup. If my eyebrows ain't right, I ain't right. So I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP Ultra Fine Brow Pencil and Styler. This is in the shade Medium Brown. This lasts forever. So I'm gonna fill my eyebrows in using the pencil. Yep, I like them thick. Next, I'm gonna go in with my 24-hour brow setter. This is from Benefit. This is just clear, and I actually like for my eyebrows to be like, you know, up, and this keeps them up all day long. It does feel like crispy in my brows. It does like harden them, but it keeps them in place all day long, and like that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so for eyeshadow, if it's hot and there's a lot of moisture, I'm not wearing a lot of eyeshadow. I'm just not, because I'm greasy, my lids are greasy, and then everything's gonna crease. So what I like to do is I just like to throw a color in my crease, and to do that I normally go for this. This is the Urban Decay, what is this, Born to Run palette. This is like my favorite palette like ever, really. I have a lot of palettes, but this one is always one that I run to. Just, I love the color arrangement. The formula of this is awesome. It lasts forever. Anyway, so I'm gonna stick this color in my crease. I'm gonna mix in this color too. And I'm just gonna use the same brush and colors to go under my eyes. That's good enough. Now for mascara. My favorite mascara of all time is the Monsieur Big from Lancome. I think they make a waterproof version of this, but I hate waterproof mascara. So I'm just cool with my lashes smudging sometimes in wetness. This actually works the best for me. It doesn't flake or cause all that darkness under the eyes. And I feel like it stays on pretty well even for not being like waterproof. So I'm gonna put this on my top lashes. Anyway, for my lower lashes, I actually like the Maybelline Lash Discovery, and I like to use this because it makes my lashes look long, but it doesn't smudge under here. And the last thing is setting spray. So I actually have two on days where it's like really sweaty outside and I need my makeup to stay and like not be greasy. I actually use the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. This is my favorite matte setting spray ever. It's better than any high-end one I've ever used. And this actually keeps me so matte for so long. If you're actually in a colder climate and you want your makeup to last forever, like in the snow, this is what I would use. This is MAC Fix Plus. It's just the original version. You can use any version, I imagine. It's the same formula. But this actually would keep my makeup on forever, even when I was like shoveling snow. I don't do that no more. So I'm gonna use the NYX Matte Finish spray. And then, I think it was Nikki Tutorials who said it, that you really, to make it stay, you want to fan it on. I actually just use like whatever's in front of me. This is just, you know, a bill I haven't paid yet, so. Well, that's it. That's my Longwearing makeup routine for oily skin. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, please. I see you watching. Please subscribe. I'll put a button over here somewhere. Yeah? Thanks. And stay tuned. My bun is so big I can't even include it in the frame. Ooh, this dress is tight. I just want to put on a sweater. It's like so hot in here. What a bum. It would probably help to have a mirror where I could see. This, I think this was limited edition. Ooh, these eyebrows is thick. Damn. Anyway, I have like a dog hair just getting on my damn nerve. Or maybe it's a nose hair that's tickling my mustache. I don't know. Jess, can I help you? Why? Okay.
Wait, can I have a candy?
One piece of candy. Okay, thank you. I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.